Jeremy Clarkson was called out for attacking Meghan Markle in a column in which he relived a Game of Thrones scene and imagined pelting her with excrement, while she was paraded through the streets naked. Despite the Clarkson's farm star raging that he hated her on a cellular level, leading some to call for him to lose work as Piers Morgan had done, Dom Joly is a firm believer that he shouldn't be sacked. "I think what he said about Meghan was pretty disgusting, but it kind of was clearly a jokey stupid reference to Game of Thrones," he rationalized during his interview with Express.co.uk. "I think it's ridiculous that Jeremy Clarkson could be fired, as ML for free speech," he insisted. There had been talk of the previously much-loved presenter losing lucrative contracts with Amazon Prime for shows like Clarkson's Farm, after thousands of Ofcom complaints came flooding in about his comments. However, Dom also stated that his words had been unpleasant. Meanwhile, he had some advice for the adult star, who publicly apologized for causing upset, to take a couple of weeks off. His words were stronger for Piers, who previously lost his role on Good Morning Britain after refusing to apologise for not believing some aspects of Meghan's account of life in the royal family. "I don't think anything will ever calm Piers Morgan down. I just think he's got quite a few bees in his bonnet and I think he has almost social media diarrhea," Dom groaned. "He does seem to have a particular bee in his bonnet about famous women, Meghan Markle being the obvious one. I think he's an interesting guy. I sort of know him and I think he's incredibly smart, but I just don't understand what his deal is with a certain type of woman." Dom also criticized Piers' comments against Madonna, after the talk TV star sneered that she should stop behaving like a sex kitten in her 60s. Piers was condemned by the Material Girls fans for his misogynistic and bitter attitude, after he slammed her decision to go on a world tour celebrating 4 decades since the release of her first self-titled album. He also described her as a hot mess who should keep her clothes on, following a series of increasingly sexualized images she has posted on Instagram. Dom supported Madonna and thought Piers had been overly nasty, but his sympathy didn't extend to jailed influencer Andrew Tate, who he exclaimed should never have any contact with anyone again. Masculinity coach Andrew, a former kickboxer, has been imprisoned in Romania over allegations that he was involved in trafficking and coercing women to record pornographic content for his webcam company. So far Andrew has not been charged and he denies all the claims against him, but Dom stood against his social media persona, in which the influencer has previously described himself as a misogynist. "The guy is an absolute moron, showing off about cars and macho culture. Has everything that's wrong in the world," Dom exclaimed. Meanwhile, Dom is preparing for the release of his new book later this year, which details his travels around the world to meet conspiracy theorists, including vehement anti-vaccination campaigners. His rationale behind writing it? "I thought rather than bash them, I'd meet up with some of them." He now admits he met way too many anti-vaxxers for my liking, but still found the learning experience fascinating. "I went to Finland to hear conspiracy theories that the plane of Finland doesn't really exist and I went to Fogu Island, Newfoundland, to meet a flat earther," he teased ahead of his upcoming book release.